It finally happened, friends. One of the best and rarest cars so many people waited for finally found its way into the Backstage shop. It's actually one of the best cars in A-Class and S1 class together, so you basically get two cars for the price of one. And in this video I'm not only going to show you why you should definitely spend one of your precious Backstage passes on this car. No, you're also going to know how you make this car so good in both classes, since I'm going to share both of my tuning settings. And after that you're probably going to dominate every single race. Welcome back everybody, I'm your favorite German potato and this is the lovely Honda NSX R GT. We are in A-Class now and you saw that I let all of those people pass to have an exciting race for you, and I'm going to showcase you why this car is so amazing, why you should definitely spend one of your precious Backstage passes on this car. It's an amazing handling all-around car. It's definitely one of the best cars in A-Class and it's so versatile, and you're even going to see this in the first race here. While we're getting closer to this Bronco, I want to overtake him on the left, but he doesn't want me to. Nope. So he's just blocking the line there. Shocking behavior. He almost destroyed himself. And even here, he was distracting me in my braking point. But, he just, destroyed himself. That was kind of sus. So, well done, Bronco guy. This video starts in an amazing way. While we hunt the NSX from 92 here in front of us, another amazing handling car in A-Class, but the problem with this car is it doesn't feature as many top speed as our NSX. While we get around this Supra pretty nicely, we're hunting this old ass Chevy in front of us. Kudos to this guy racing this car. So we get closer and closer and closer to the first guy, and now this is where the car shines, guys. This is basically all full throttle for us, I mean, maybe you have to step off the gas for like a millisecond or so, also in the next turn. So the car feels amazingly here. It's super easy to drive, even though it features rear-wheel drive. It's so grippy. These parts, there you're just eating the rest for breakfast. And now take a look at this, how I'm just squeezing myself through here. Overtook this GT40 in a tremendous way, and we are almost there behind this Audi. But unfortunately, we won't catch Yggdrasil since I waited for a bit too long in this race, But yeah, an amazing car. Let's head to the next race. Before we can start with race number 2, you definitely have to smash the like button and subscribe if you're new for more insightful and entertaining Forza Horizon 5 content. We are at the Gran Pantano Sprint here, ladies and gentlemen. I think there are like 1% ladies who are watching these videos, so hello ladies, you're the 1%, the amazing 1%. Okay, we are in the first turns here, guys, and you once again see how we're just eating the rest for breakfast here, since our car features so much grip in these high-speed turns, I'm not even pushing these turns in a super hard way here. No, I was just driving through there, pretty normally. It's not a speed car, that's definitely something you see, but compared to basically all other handling cars in A-Class, to all the best handling A-Class cars, this car still features a decent top speed, as you can see. We're reaching something like 290 kilometers per hour in a handling car in A-Class, and this is, probably something like a unicorn here, and that's why this car is so good and so versatile, You're rocking in turns, but also, not losing too much on straights, Amazing, amazing car. We are behind this Porsche 944 and the Mustang. We're getting closer and closer, and now it happens, guys. I wanted to squeeze through like in the race before, but unfortunately, we made contact there. That was a bit too much maybe, so Porsche driver, I'm deeply sorry. That was totally my fault, and that's why I also used that chat command. But we are close to the Mustang now, guys. 40% are left, and after this race we're going to talk about my tuning settings for A-Class and this NSX RGT before we then move to S1 class, and then it's getting super powerful, guys. So we get closer here once again, since this is one of our lovely turns here, but you saw before that the Mustang definitely has more speed than us. So maybe he needs to do a mistake, or we just need one more turn to just get around him in a nice way. So we're losing a bit, but not too much, and he was, I don't know, drifting a bit there. Not really drifting, but, just understeering to the left slightly. But now it happens, guys. We're just using the high-speed collision prediction. Go through him, since we could carry so much more speed through this turn. And that means we're winning race number 2, even though it's a speed track. a track which is definitely not made for this car, since unfortunately I haven't really found any handling races yesterday. By the way, this tune is originally uploaded by Let's Lose, so if you simply want to use the share code to put it on your car, feel free to do so. It's like always part of our huge setup spreadsheet in the description of the video. And now, let's head to conversions, guys, to make this handling car so OP. The first thing you do is to install this engine swap, the BMW engine actually, and that's it. We don't use a drivetrain swap, we don't use some kind of aspiration for our car. Of course, as always, let's install some lovely Forza aero, but take a look at this, you know, this still looks okay. It's not as bad as other Forza wings in my opinion. Also one of the reasons why this car is so cool actually. The tire compound, I mean, this won't surprise you, we go with the off-road tire. Maybe in your game it's called rally tire, it just depends on the location. No front tire width, but the full rear tires, that's what we use. We have different rims, but let's take a look at this at the end actually. The rear rim size is something we also increase, and also the rear track width. We then go to the drivetrain. There's no clutch. In terms of transmission, we go with the sport transmission. I mean, you saw that the last gear was slightly too long sometimes, so yeah, that's part of this issue maybe a bit. The sport driveline is something you want to get, and we also go with the rally diff. We then head to platform and handling, guys, and that's also a pretty quick one. Springs and dampers, you know, we need the off-road springs and dampers, we need aggressive handling values, that's why we go there. Front and rear anti-roll bars, of course, since you want to tune them. No roll cage, but the race weight reduction, super important as always. And then we also have like two small engine parts. We go with the sport intake, which increases our HP slightly here. We then also take the race exhaust, and that's it then, guys. We are at 349 horsepower, but the last thing you want to do is you go back to your tires and rims, check the rim style, and you want to go with the lightest rims. So toggle this and then check which are the lightest ones, and it's them. 1057 kilogram, that's where you want to end up with. So let's check our tire pressure here. We have 23.1 and 22.8 psi, which is pretty standard. You know, we lowered the stock setting slightly here. The final drive is almost stock, we just went down a bit. In terms of the alignment, there's nothing new to you if you're following this channel, pretty standard values. And of course the front caster has to be 7.0, you know, since the car has so much grip, it can definitely cope with it. And also 1.1 and 65 in terms of anti-roll bars, you know, we want to have this mid-corner speed, so let's go with these. In terms of springs, we changed a lot and end up at 61 and 107. But remember, we have the off-road springs, means these aggressive settings are only possible here. And in terms of the ride height, we have full front and the lowest possible rear ride height. Damping is at 10 and 12.5, and the bump stiffness here at 3.2 and 5.2. Aero, you know, full and min, that's yeah, also something like the blueprint in the game, basically your standard settings, and always when they work, it's amazing already. We have the stock brakes, who needs brakes? And yeah, not 100 0 differential, but 97 0 differential, since, you know, sometimes the car can be slightly twitchy when you try to step on the gas, and yeah, that's how we cope with it. From a super balanced handling car to this. The Honda NSX RGT in S1 class is a speed beast, one of the best speed cars in S1 class. And also, yeah, probably the easiest one in terms of drivability. So, of course, it's still pretty hard to drive since it's a speed car with rear drive. But compared to all other speed cars in this class, this is like the beginner's choice. And it's still like the second or third fastest. So just take a look at this, guys. It's a very, very short straight, and we're just flying past those people, reaching almost 400 kilometers per hour with our V8 and twin turbo and all of the engine parts that we can install for S1 class. And it's so funny. You have one of the best handling cars in A class, which is also one of the best speed cars in S1 class. This is how amazing this lovely NSX RGT is. And now I'm just saying, I'm coming through against the McLaren here, driven by Mark OC, regular on this channel. What's up, Mark? We reached 380 kilometers per hour and we're already behind the Ford GT. But now it's about surviving, since, yeah, we have a few turns now. But you also see that this car is still decently to drive. So we have rally tires, means the grip is still okay. And if you have decent throttle control, you're not losing that much against all-round cars in these parts, as you can see. Since on every single short straight, I'm just coming back. And you saw, in the beginning, I was also overestimating the handling of this car a bit, since, I jumped straight from the handling car to this. So, yeah, the change of pace was slightly interesting here, and, that's why I also hit this wall a bit, but we didn't lose that much time. And, yeah, the rest of this race is going to show you even more of that. Since the downforce of this car is still good, the grip. And now, take a look at this, guys. Full throttle. Full risk, we're just jumping to his left and overtake the Ford GT finally, 18% before the end of the race. And now we just have to survive this last turn. Is the Ford GT coming back? No, he's not. And now, guys, let's talk about this machine. How do we make this speed beast so OP in S1 class? 1356 horsepower, that's where we want to end up in our super speed beast here. As I said in the race before already, we go with the V8 engine and also install the twin turbo, since we need power, guys. This is how we get there. Of course, we installed both Forza aero parts. I mean, that's always needed. Most of the time, let's put it this way. Once again, we go with the off-road tires, nothing has changed, and also with the rear tire width. The first change is there's no rear rim size that we change, we just stick to the stock setting, but once again we go with the rear track width. Drivetrain, ladies and gents, same stuff. Sport transmission here. In terms of driveline, this time it's the race driveline, and the differential is once again the rally diff. Platform and handling, there's a change. We take the race springs and dampers now, since we don't need the super aggressive settings that we most of the time need for handling cars. Race anti-roll bars for both, as always, and of course the race weight reduction. And guys, now just install everything. We want power and we get power. Twin turbos, intercooler to get it down again to S1 class. And here we are, as you can see. But we are missing, I think we're missing the lightest rims, actually. That's something I forgot. I mean, that's always something I do at the end. Oh no, I've already got them. No, I didn't. So yeah, go with the lightest rims as well. I just take these now for a demonstration. Take the ones you love the most. And then, guys, we have, as I said before, 1356 horsepower. Crazy stuff. We certainly have a few changes in terms of the custom tuning compared to the A-Class car. We have a slightly slower tire pressure. The final drive is much longer, so we lowered the value to have like the longest possible gears in our sport transmission here. I mean, we have a speed base, we want to reach over 400 kilometers per hour, so that's why we have to do it. 0.3 camber here, front and rear it's 0, and for the toe side things we actually have 0.1 for both, and once again the 7.0 front caster. Anti-roll bars 165. In most speed cars you actually do it less aggressive, but in this case it's still possible, since, yeah, like I said before, it's one of the easiest speed builds in the game actually. The springs are super soft now with 46.2 and 56. And the ride height is almost at its highest. Damping we have 10 and 3, so rebound are both 10 and bump is 3 for both. Aero is full front as before, but also the rear is full now to, yeah, just have some more stability for your car. Super important there. And we still have the stock brakes, and you've seen these differential settings before. And all of that might lead to the situation that a full team calls you meta noob, but let's be honest, they're simply inferior. And that's it for today. A long video, full guidance here for you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned something. I hope you, were entertained. And now check out my latest Best Muscle Cars video that I uploaded a few days ago, guys. Super insightful for you as well, with some amazing races in my opinion. I'm your favorite German potato. Take care. Smash that like button. Subscribe. Cheers.